Before we get into this video, there are 3 things I'm going to need you to do. If you've got heat damage, cut off. If your ends are mashed up, they need to go as well. And if you've got colour damage, yeah, sorry sis, but you need to get rid of that. What's up people, welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things natural hair and fitness. If you are already a subscriber, love to you, and if you're not subscribed, just make sure you go and click the subscribe button by the end of this video if you liked what you saw. Today's topic is all about hair growth, and I'm going to help you with some tips and tricks that have helped me in my hair growth journey so far over these past 8 years of being natural, so don't go anywhere. If you haven't already watched my tips on going natural, you want to make sure you watch that first so you've got the basic fundamentals down before we get into a little bit more of these topics. So just click above the card and get back to this video. But if you've already watched that one, let's get into some tips and tricks that have helped me retain length and grow my hair over the 8 years that I've been natural. So the first thing you want to know is that your hair grows from the root and it doesn't grow from the length of your hair. And essentially there is no magic product that's going to make you grow hair longer or faster. With that in mind, you need to make sure you are stimulating your scalp and the top of your hair and you're maintaining the length of your hair. The first thing you need to be doing is moisture, moisture, moisture. Do not let your hair get dry, because when it gets dry, that's when it breaks and that's when you lose your length. So make sure you keep your hair nice and moisturised, whether that be daily, every other day, or whenever you just gauge when it's feeling dry. Make sure you keep on top of that. The next thing you want to do is incorporate deep conditioners on a weekly basis. This is something that will help during the winter months, especially when your hair is susceptible to more breakage due to the climate. Alongside deep conditioners, you are going to need to want to prioritise protein as well. I've been really bad for some reason and I just used to over moisturise, but protein is definitely essential in keeping your strands nice and strong and preventing breakage. So make sure you get into a good protein and moisture balance. And if you haven't seen my video on deep conditioners and how you should rotate, click the card above and just get into that one real quick. The next thing you want to do is you want to make sure you are going for more low manipulation and protective styles. This is so underrated. This is something that I've been getting wrong for the past year, and I've really noticed the difference in me doing more low manipulation styles and protective styles to me styling my hair on a daily basis. Usually for work I would bun my hair every single day, wet it, gel it back, slick it back really tight, and that is just not good for your hair. Number one, obviously, because high tension styles are not the best for your edges, and also styling your hair on a daily basis is not a good practice. The more manipulation you put on your hair, the more it tends to break. So you want to go with the least amount of manipulation as possible, i.e. twists, braids, cane rows like I've got now. Anything that's going to keep your hair away, it's going to stop you from doing it every day, and it's going to protect it from the elements. The next thing that's really important when you're on your hair growth journey is to oil your scalp and do scalp massages on a daily / every other nightly basis. This is another thing that I've really underrated, but is definitely important in maintaining the health of your scalp, as that is where your hair grows from. So the main thing for that is oil your scalp. I'm not saying doing it every night, I'm just saying pay attention to your scalp, and if it's feeling dry or it's looking a little bit flaky, get some light oil on there, oil that is meant to be for your scalp, not just any oil. Massage it in for a few minutes and then go to bed or whatever you're doing. But don't sleep on scalp massages, because the more blood flow you can stimulate to your scalp, the better rate of growth you can attain over the weeks and the months of the year. And the last point I'm going to get into on this video, because I'm going to keep it really short and brief, is regular trims. With this, I don't mean go every month or every 8 weeks, because you will not see the length retained if you cut off too much hair on a regular basis. Me personally, I like to go every 3 months, so that means I'm going to hairdressers for a trim about 4 times a year, and she cuts off about ½ an inch, I'd say, every 3 months when I go, and your hair grows at ½ an inch every month. That is the average growth rate, and if you're cutting off ½ an inch every 3 months, that means that you are retaining an extra inch, which is really good, and that just makes sure your ends are nice and strong, they're blunt and they're not split, because the main thing is you don't want to get to a point where your hair is like really long and you've just got these awful split ends that are really thin and wispy, and you're going to have to get them cut off anyway. So the best thing is keep your trims regular, stick to it, and just make sure you're cutting it little and often, rather than having to wait and your hair splitting right up the shaft because you haven't been to hairdressers in like 6 to 8 months. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll be documenting my journey to waist length over the next year and doing some more low manipulation styles and ideas for you guys, because I am definitely trying to aim for waist length hair. I'm not putting a time frame on it, I just want to make sure I get there. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment as to how you thought my tips were in this video. I will see you in the next one. Peace!